Okay, there's Gracie. Hi, everyone. Brian, Tommy, Michelle, Angela. So I sent both Tommy and Brian Proto X. This is one I just got. It's a white one. This is my third one. I love flying these things. Uh, 6-axis gyro, which means it has a chip that will uh, keep it level. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It basically on paper will hold level. Uh, and it does pretty well. It takes a little getting used to. Hi, Gracie. She's amazing. She's half wildcat, and boy is she wild. Uh, so getting this, first thing you want to do is charge it up. Comes with in the box that holds the controller. There's a USB charger. This basically, I use my PC in my room and at work. I fly it at work, and it just drives everybody crazy. They love it. Also get one of those USB chargers that you can get at 7-Eleven or any store, that you plug into a wall outlet, and just that'll work too. There's of course, that the white, if you can see the white there, the other side is that has the indentation is the upside. There's a little red LED in here that you can't see right now, but it's in there, and when you plug it in to charge, it takes about 30 minutes to charge it for about 5 minutes of flying. The red light will go out, and when it goes out, you'll know it's charged. So the first thing you want to do is plug it in to charge it. You'll notice that the charging cable will only fit one way on here. So when you plug it in. The other thing is, when you put the switch, this little switch on the back is actually it is delicate. It's very tiny, and it's a very tiny switch. And to the right is in charging mode, and to the left is ready to bind mode. So just make sure, just be careful with the switch. My very first one is not usable anymore because the switch broke, but that was probably from crashing it. You can see. So first thing you want to do is take the 30 minutes to charge it. The frame is actually the circuit board, and underneath here, the top here, the batteries in there. It's a LiPo battery. Basically, LiPo is lithium polymer. They're high output, and that's what's awesome about LiPo batteries. They're very similar to a cell phone battery, except they're not. It's designed for RCs. Pretty much everything RC these days uses LiPos. This is just a single cell, 100 milliamp, but it does put out plenty of power for the time you fly it. So the black is the back, the gray is the front, the blue lights are the front. I turned it on here, and the red's the back. So basically, orientation, that's first, so when you're flying it, you'll be able to know its orientation. So what you do is turn it on, leave the receiver off, and set it down. And then when you turn the receiver on, There, it binds. That means it's bound. So the lights went solid. You have a solid green light, and you're ready to go. Okay, so before we take it off here, what we'll do is just go over the controller. I'm going to turn the unit off just so we can go over the controller. So pretty much with any RC controller, whether it's a helicopter or a plane or a quad, they are all the same. That's the on and off switch. To the left is on. So the procedure is controller off, quad off, turn on the quad, it'll be flashing, turn on the receiver, it will be red and flashing, and it should bind pretty quickly, and you'll hear a beep. And the lights will go solid, you know you're bound. Let's just go over what everything is here. So on any controller, the bigger ones, they're the same as this. This is your throttle, and that's up is up and down is off. So that's basically your throttle control. To the left and right is the tail, okay, rudder. So basically, this thing, it'll turn, it'll rotate left or right. Sometimes, the props don't spin exactly the same speed, or it will tend to rotate a little bit as you're flying. So you can use this control just a little bit of left and right to just kind of keep those red lights in your eyes, because that means you've got the rear of it, and the orientation of it is correct for forward and back and left and right. So that's where this right side control comes in. And you notice it's spring loaded to the center position, meaning in theory that if it was perfectly level and you went straight up, it's going to stay centered. So that's what that is. It's only it's going to stay centered. So you'll find out that flying it just takes very little movement, very little. You'll get the feel of it, but it doesn't take much to move this thing around once it's up and running. So again, the right control is forward and back, and left and right. So that's all that does. It's forward and back, left and right, and power and rudder. Okay, I know it just takes getting used to, and just you will. Okay, now these two switches are digital trim switches. And basically you'll use these like the first time, like right now. I have never flown this one right here. I'm going to give it a shot. And what we'll do is we'll get it up, and you use this for trimming. So say you lift it up and it's like moving forward. As it lifts up and it's moving forward, what you want to do is hit the trim button. I usually use 2 clicks. To the back is back, and forward to the top is forward. So basically it just adjusts the trim a little bit, and left and right is this one. So if it's drifting to the right, you want to give it a couple of left clicks. If it's drifting to the left, give it a couple of right clicks. So basically what you want to do is get it trimmed out when you first take it off. I recommend lifting it off, seeing what it's doing, and bringing it back down, and then hitting the switches. As you get better and you have more room, you'll be able to adjust the trims in flight. So let's lift it off and see what we got here. I'm going to adjust this a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so here I'll go through the procedure. Never flown this one yet. I have a yellow one. All right, I'm going to turn it on. There, it's ready for binding. See where I'm at on the carpet. Okay, turn on the controller. Okay, it's bound. Frankie hates this thing. He's going to want to bail. You're going to want to bail, fucker. I know how much you hate this thing. All right, so let me just, so what you want to do is use just a little bit, just get it spinning. All right, so there you can see it didn't take much. And then give it a little bit more. Frankie hates it. All right, so now just give it a little bit more. Okay. Okay, this thing's really taking it right. I'll give you another tip here. This has never been crashed or anything, but what I do is I'll just take off each, man, these are way too tight. Take off each rotor and just gently put it on. Yeah, just so that barely's on there. Okay, take it off, put it on. There's just a little tiny little post that these go on. I've replaced the motors, I've replaced batteries. Okay, in my first one, okay. So that's pretty good. Those are on there nice. So I would just, recommend just pull them off, put them back on just so they're slightly snug, and try it again. And now she already has a kill. She has, okay. So let's see if that helped with the, okay. All right, so it's definitely needs some help. Looks like it's going to the right. Oops. Looks like it's going to the right. I'm going to give it a couple of left clicks on the trim right away. Okay, that other beep, that means centered. It's a centering beep. So let's see if that really did help. Get it out. Okay, still a little wild. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it takes like pretty much like constant. Okay. So it's definitely moving forward. I'm going to give it some back trim. Rotate a little bit. But you know, it just takes practice. It's still going to the right. Ooh, upside down. So basically you're going to see that it's moving away. Just constantly be using, oops, this is, again, you know, throttle, but then you're going to want to be trying to keep it centered. So, I don't want to get her. Ooh. Ah, okay. Okay, I'm just trying to see what she's doing. It's hard to tell, but so I'm constantly using the directional. Okay, it looks like I need to bring it back. It looks like it's still going right. I mean, you're just going to have to just get used to, ooh, how it flies, how it feels. Trim still a little bit to the right.